Jai Shri Ram. The 8 children of Devaki Vasudeva were reincarnated sons of the Asura Kalanemi, cursed by Brahma to be killed by their father Kamsa. Kalnemi is reborn as Kamsa. You see, Kalnemi was killed by Hanuman. Kalnemi is actually the son of Marichi. Ravana sends Kalnemi to Himalayas to kill Hanuman when Hanuman went there to get the Sanjeevani. Kalnevi pretended to be a great Ram Bhakta because he had these magical powers. And Kalnemi was doing Ram Bhajan. Hanuman forgot his mission and sat there and started doing Ram Bhajan. To ensure Hanuman stays for more time, Kalnemi started telling Ramayana, but his knowledge was very poor, so he started making mistakes. To cut the long story short, Hanuman knows Ramayana better than anybody. So when he heard the wrong, kind of version, he realized that this rascal must be an asur, and he kicked Kalnemi to his death. So that's how Kalnemi died. So Kalnemi was reborn as Kamsa. The 8 children of Devaki Vasudeva are reincarnated sons of the Asura Kalnemi, who is now Kalnemi himself was born as Kamsa. For the first 6 followed by Balrama transferred from Rohini and Krishna as the 8th. Okay, their names were Kirtiman, Sushena, Udayin, Bhadrasena, Rijudasa, Bhadradeha, Balarama and Krishna. Now there are lots of questions which are difficult to resolve here. This research is important. If you are a Hindu, you should listen and then provide your explanation so that there is a positive spin on all these Puranic stories. Right? Otherwise, they sound very irrational. To make them theologically and spiritually satisfying, we have to apply our mind so that we give it the right kind of spin. The first 6 sons, Shad Garbha, reincarnated sons of Marichi, again son of Brahma. Now you see there's one more overlap. They were cursed by Brahma to be born on earth and killed by their own father, who in that era was Kamsa. 7th child was technically Balrama, technically the 7th pregnancy. Through divine intervention, Yogamaya, fetus was transferred from Devaki's womb to Rohini's womb to protect him. Okay, 8th Krishna, to end Kamsa's tyranny, he was immediately taken to Gokul to live with Yashoda and Nanda, while their newborn daughter Yogamaya was brought to prison to trick Kamsa. Fantastic. Some people suggest that these 6 children represent the Shadripu. Okay, desire, anger, greed, attachment, pride and envy. Shadripu. Fine. Now, but the whole story sounds very irrational, because just imagine Vasudeva and Devaki were imprisoned, and the conditions in the jail, as you can see even in TV serials, imagine how living in a jail and still copulating, which sounds very odd. If you were Vasudeva and your wife is Devaki, you would probably not copulate, because anyway if you copulate, a child will be born, the child will be killed by Kamsa. And imagine, after repeatedly every child is getting killed, you are still copulating, producing children in those wretched conditions in a jail. Imagine being in Tihar jail and then with your wife and copulating. So the whole story is sounding irrational. We have to give it the right kind of explanation, perhaps even modified. Remember, all these Puranas are full of prakshipta, interpolations. And anyway, everything can be made rational, spiritually satisfying, spiritual rationality, theological rationality. Both can be provided. Otherwise, there will be hardly any difference between us and the Abrahamic cult. Okay. So, now, personally, I would always endeavor to provide spiritual and theological rationality to all these stories. And also remember, there is a quote, Itihasa Purana Bhyam Vedam Samupabhrumhayet. Itihasas and Puranas were composed as a magnifying glass for the Vedas. So the Vedic concepts and mantras are so recondite, abstruse, very obscure, difficult to understand. To make it easy, high philosophy cannot be easily understood. To make it easy for us to understand high philosophy, these stories were created. So sometimes the creator of the story, now we cannot cast aspersions on Vyasa and Valmiki, right? With their infinite intelligence, they are also considered Avatara Purushas. So they would have definitely written with all the spiritual and theological rationality at their command. It is possible, therefore, that we may not have grokked that, intuited that. But sometimes it looks patently absurd. So we have to reinvent explanations. So we'll have to make them theologically and spiritually satisfying. Spiritual rationality and theological rationality. So we can do that because we are all capable, intelligent people. But if our discussions and conversations every day at home are about movies, food, and other snobbery, then you will fail to make any decent effort. Whereas, on one hand, eh, by discussing these topics about Ramayana, Bharata, Bhagavatam, you will be immersing yourself in bhakti. So, the benefit of bhakti is already known to us. Besides that, we will be making a useful contribution, and Vyasa himself would appreciate our efforts. That creative liberty can be taken so that these stories must be rewritten or composed with the right kind of spiritual explanation. Okay, so Itihasa Puranabhyam Vedam Samupabhrumhayet. Now look at this one, symbolic significance. Some interpretations suggest that the first 6 dead children represent the Shadripu: desire, anger, greed, attachment, Kama, Krodha, Moha, Lobha, Mada, Matsarya. So Arishad Vargalu or Shadripu. So those 6 were killed. That looks good. Okay. Still, we have not yet. If you have uh, an explanation which fulfills these requirements, it should be theologically and spiritually gratifying. If you have found or if you can generate, please definitely let me know, and we can continue our research and conversations in this line. Jai Shri Ram.